الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود. أحلت لكم بهيمة الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم غير محل الصيد وأنتم حرم. إن الله يحكم ما يريد. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تحلوا شعائر الله ولا الشهر الحرام ولا الهدي ولا القلائد ولا آمين البيت الحرام يبتغون فضلا من ربهم ورضوانا. وإذا حللتم فاصطادوا ولا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم أن صدوكم عن المسجد الحرام أن تعتدوا. وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان. واتقوا الله إن الله شديد العقاب. حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به والمنخنقة والموقوذة والمتردية والنطيحة وما أكل السبع إلا ما ذكيتم وما ذبح على النصب وأن تستقسموا بالأزلام ذلكم فسق. اليوم يئس الذين كفروا من دينكم فلا تخشوهم واخشون. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي ورضيت لكم الإسلام دينا. فمن اضطر في مخمصة غير متجانف لإثم فإن الله غفور رحيم. يسألونك ماذا أحل لهم قل أحل لكم الطيبات وما علمتم من الجوارح مكلبين تعلمونهن مما علمكم الله فكلوا مما أمسكنا عليكم واذكروا اسم الله عليه واتقوا الله إن الله سريع الحساب. اليوم أحل لكم الطيبات وطعام الذين أوتوا الكتاب حل لكم وطعامكم حل لهم. والمحصنات من المؤمنات والمحصنات من الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم إذا آتيتموهن أجورهن محصنين غير مسافحين ولا متخذي أخدان ومن يكفر بالإيمان فقد حبط عمله وهو في الآخرة من الخاسرين صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغ رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.
Jazakallah khair, Faiz, Brother Faiz. Today, inshallah, we will be starting the tafsir of Surah Al-Ma'idah. The literal meaning of Ma'idah is the table spread. And this Surah Ma'idah, Nabi Muhammad say, is the equivalent to the holy book of Injil that was revealed to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. So just like Surah Al-Fatiha is equivalent to the Torah that was revealed to Musa alayhi salam, and these 7 Hamamems from the Surah 40 to 46 are equivalent to the what was revealed to Dawud alayhi salam, which was Zabur. So similarly, this Al-Ma'idah or table spread is equivalent to the whole holy book of Injil that was revealed to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. And the timeline of Surah Al-Ma'idah is the latter part of Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam after the conquest of Makkah. So as we see that the first ruku of that is dealing with rituals of Hajj and what is halal and haram. Now, you have to realize that just like Surah Al-Baqarah is Madani Surah, but very early Madani Surah. Then, Surah Al-Nisa and Surah Al Imran, they are also Madani Surahs, but the timeline is according to the thing, Baqarah and, and all that. But this Ma'idah is of the later. So in that thing, in that time period, Makkah was conquered, and some part of the Quran was revealed in Makkah when Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Makkah. But you have to realize it is not the geographical thing, but it is the timeline. So when Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam moved to Medina, so all the surahs, all the parts of the Quran that was revealed after that period is called Madani surahs. So even though some of that was revealed when Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was in Makkah after the conquest of Makkah, but still they are classified as Madani surah because it's the time. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala it was 8 years of Hijrah that Makkah was conquered and all the idols were destroyed and Makkah was purified. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam performed the Umrah, but Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam had built this Kaaba as a sanctuary for the faithful people to worship one God. But the generation that followed after Ismail alayhi salam, and this shirk started with one of the custodian of Kaaba, his name was Umar al-Lahmi. And then by Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born, there were idols all over Kaaba. There were about 360 idols in and around Kaaba. But 8 years of Hijrat, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam conquered Makkah, destroyed all the idols that was around Makkah, around Kaaba, and those which were inside the thing. Inside the Kaaba, the idols that were there, one was idol of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam, Hazrat Ismail alayhi salam, and according to some tradition, also Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. There was one there, and there was other idols called Hubul and Lat and Uzza that were there, and there was one idol called Naila of a female deity that is that was there around the. So when in 8th year of Hijrat, when Makkah was conquered, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam purified all the Haram Sharif with this, purify and destroyed all the idols. And in the 10th year of Hijrat, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam performed a Hajj, Hujjatul Wada. And Allah knows the best. Why did he perform it on the 10th, although Makkah was conquered? The reason for that is every year, Quraysh, they had a thing that, they will perform the tradition that was coming out from the Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam, that in Zil Hajj, they will perform Hajj. But the thing was, they will set up the date, sometimes 12, 13, and all that. It would not be on the 10th of Zil Hajj, they will perform it. And when 8 Hijri, when Makkah was conquered, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that date, according to the moon and everything, they got set the 10th year of Hijrat, that this date came back as a 10th of Zil Hajj, because of moon sighting and all that. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam performed a Hajj, and it's called Hujjatul Wada, in which he said what is halal, what are the different rights of performing Hajj. And he said that, ask. And he sort of, in Hujjatul Wada, he also gave an indication that you might not see me, or we might not gather here. That was sort of a saying, an indication, a hint that his time is near to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this one, in Surah Al-Ma'idah, the first verse we have seen. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu la tuhillu sha'airallahi wala shahrul harami wala huda. Well, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that all the symbols of Allah are holy to you, and the months that are holy. So even in the day of Jahaliyyah, so when people would perform Hajj, so what they would do, that from all over the Arabia, they will set out from, Zil Qada. Zil Qada means the month of sitting, and Zil Hajjah, and then Muharram, the first. So these were the 3 consecutive days, because just to set it out, some of them were far away from Yemen and from north and all that. So when they start their journey, journey would be on the horseback or camelback or on the foot. So they would consider this fighting haram in the month of Zil Qada and Zil Hajjah, which was the month of thing. And then in Muharram, they were returning back to their home tribes. So these were the 3 consecutive months. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that these 3 months are holy, because in which, so even they say that, even if somebody was seeking the murder of his father, and he will see it in those holy months, he will not kill him, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbade any fighting, any killing and all that. And not only fighting with that, but even the hunting is considered haram when a person is in the state of haram. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only saying that, teaching through Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam the rights, haram and halal during the Hajj season, but also the general rule for what is permissible to eat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that everything is permissible to eat, which is pure and clean. And Bani Israel, some of the tayyibat, or some of the clean food to eat, was forbidden to them because of their disobedience. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done everything which is tayyib to Muslims, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declaring what is not permissible. What is not permissible? Anything, a dead animal, which you cannot eat, it's called mayyata. And also swine or the pig, which is haram, and the blood of that. So in Arabia, they would relish drinking of blood of that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, blood, pork, and dead meat is haram. And also those animals who are sacrificed by reciting the name of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is like those vegetarian or vegan people who object to Muslims that, you are killing an animal to feed yourself. So our argument is this is through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah has given that. And when we say the Bismillah Allahu Akbar, this is according to the permission of, we do not have anything against chicken or goat or camel or the meat we eat. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them a permission to do that. So that's why we say Bismillah Rahman, in the name of Allah, or through the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we consume that meat. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, what are those in the Jahiliyyah? People will take these animals, like, and when they will set out from the journey of Hajj, they will mark it, like, they will put a cross in it or something. So even the robbers, they will try to rob this thing, and when they see an animal that has a thing of a cross thing on it, so they will say, okay, this is for the sacrifice, so they will not touch that. But at the altars, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden anything that has been slaughtered on the altars. Like, if somebody even say that, I give this bali or it's sacrifice in the name of Hubal or in the Kali or something like that, that is also considered haram, because Allah's name has not been recited. So with Allah's permission, we eat it and all that. But now, some of those Salfi or Najadis, they are objecting when we give it as a Isal Sawab, that, when we sacrifice an animal and say that, that is for the my grandfather or my dead relative or dead thing like that. So they're trying to distort it by saying that this is for Isal Sawab. And the classic example of that is Hujjatul Wida. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sacrificed about 60 camels, and he said it is from me and my ummah. So me and my ummah, so that means, okay, there are two parts of it, because in Eidul Qurban or Eidul Adha, when we sacrifice it, but of course the only name we take is the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Bismillah Allahu Akbar. But different family members have the different obligation, so we can take the name of the thing that from whose behalf we are slaughtering it and all that. So Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he had 60 camels, so most of them, he like I think 20 of them, he sacrificed himself, and after that he gave the task to Sayyidina Ali and say that do that. So Sayyidina Ali did that, and he kept saying that this is from me and my ummah. So my grandfather, Maulana Abdul Qadeer Saheb, so when he would have a thing that during Eidul Adha, he would have only one goat to sacrifice. So usually anybody who's capable of sacrificing, he should sacrifice, like sacrifice this in my name, my wife's name, and my children's name. But Maulana Abdul Qadeer Saheb, he says that this is for the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his ummah. And of course, all the people, all the Muslims, they come under the ummah of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in during Hujjatul Wada, is doing whatever is haram in that performance of Hajj. And in the performance of Hajj, any hunting is haram, any fighting is haram. So those there are 4 months which are sacred. I said Zilqada, Zilhajjah, Muharram, and these are the 3 countries. And then another month that is Rajab. Rajab is also haram for fighting, so there should not be any fighting in that. So that was the thing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that what are the animals? All the permissible food are halal, but that animal that has been choked to death. So for example, if somebody wants to, it has to be slaughtered. So if somebody, in some non-Muslims, like Sikh and all that, what they do is when they want to eat a chicken, they choke the one of the chicken and they eat it. This is haram. It has to be, and anything that has been died, any animal that had died by falling from a higher place to the lower plate, and because of that impact, an animal died, that's haram. That animal that is already dead is haram. And that we discussed earlier, that has been sacrificed on any altars or any. And another practice that Arabia had it, that they would take an animal to the pre-Islamic, to the Kaaba, and what they would do, they will tell the priest to draw something or to as a fortune telling. So a person, a pujari or a priest in the Kaaba will have different arrows and in the quiver, and somebody wants to say, we want to do it now, so they will blindly draw it and try to make a decision on that. So again, that animal was supposed to be sacrificed this way, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, again, this is haram, and that whole practice. When Nabi Sallallahu entered during the conquest of Kaaba, so into the Kaaba, he saw an idol of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam, and Ibrahim alayhi salam, in his hand there was a quiver of arrows, and these priests used to draw things to as a fortune telling. So Nabi Sallallahu say that this is a big lie, that he never played any gambling or any fortune telling, Ibrahim alayhi salam, and then he with his own hand destroyed the idol of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And at that time, the keys of Kaaba was with a person named Usman bin Talha. So he summoned Usman bin Talha and gave the keys to Usman bin Talha, and he says that this key will remain in your family, and only an unjust person will take it from you. So that Kaaba, the keys of Kaaba, is still in the family of Usman bin Talha. And at that time, although the other Sahabas, they requested Sayyidina Ali, Sayyidina Umar Farooq, that please give that key to us. But it was Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he bestowed that honor to Usman bin Talha, and it is still with that family. And in this next ruku, حرمت عليكم الميتة والدم واللحم الخنزير وما أهل لغير الله به والمنقنة, means the animal. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is forbidden what I just said, a dead meat, blood of the animal, and laham al-khanzir, the meat of the khanzir, and any animal that has been, and wal munqanatu, the one animal that has been choked, or one animal that has been. Now another thing is, any animal, any deer or something that has been eaten by another animal like a lion or tiger, or a wolf, you're not supposed to eat it unless the animal was still alive, and in the name of Allah you say Bismillah Allahu Akbar and cut the throat, and you sort of do the zibah. So that is permissible, and that also done for the hunting. Hunting is permissible through any hunting dogs. So when you for hunter, what they can do is, there are some people, they hunt with the dogs. So if you are hunting with the dogs, you can say Bismillah Allahu Akbar when you see an animal, and release the dogs, and the dog can go and grab that animal, and you can go and cut that. So you say Bismillah Allahu Akbar because you are doing it with the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are taking a life so to consume the meat of that. And in the this yasalunuka maza uhilla lahum qul uhillu lakum tayyibati. So when people ask him what is permissible to eat, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying all the purified things, all the animals that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has purified, not like Bani Israel, that everything is permissible to eat, which is done to a lawful manner and all that. And even if you are releasing and hunting, so you can say Al-yawma uhillu lakum at-tayyibat. So this is the day that Allah has made it permissible to consume all the وَطَعَامَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ حُلِّ لَكُمْ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it permissible for you to eat with Ahlul Kitab. وَطَعَامُكُمْ, and Allah has made it permissible for Ahlul Kitab to eat with you. وَالْمُحْسِنَاتُ مِنَ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, and the women of Ahl al-Kitab has been permissible for you to do the nikah with, and when you marry them, give them their meher, or ajurahunna, and whoever has turned their back on the religion, he has wasted all his good deeds, and in the day of judgment he will be among the one who's losers. So I will stop here, inshallah. If there's any questions, I would like to answer that.